All right, you ready, Brian? All right, can you tell me your name?
My name is Brian.
Excellent. And what grade are you in?
7th.
7th grade. And what school do you go to?
Untitled Chapter Middle School. My favorite part of school day is to play basketball because basketballs are fun.
Can you tell me a little bit about your friends that you have at school?
I have handshakes with my friends.
Can you show me one? Just like that?
Just like that.
Brian is in a gen ed science social studies along with specials, and we started him out last year in a gen ed summer school setting, which was his first time ever attending a gen ed classroom, and he rocked it. And he made a bunch of friends during that time, and those relationships carried over into the school year, and now those same peers now are in his classes right now. And he's really doing awesome. We've seen a big improvement in his overall academics and really those relationships that he's built along the way.
When I first met Brian, it was often that I saw him in an exceptional learners class. I can't count on one hand how many times I've actually seen him in that classroom this year. Most of my experiences with Brian happened with him amongst his peers in a gen ed setting regularly. And for that, I'm very grateful for our staff to having an open mind so that Brian could accomplish things that we might otherwise have not been able to accomplish.
Yes, the general education is really helping him, even though he's a special education class. I would encourage just to understand that even though these kids have special needs, they need special education set for them. They can still develop other intellectual abilities when they are introduced to other new things in the general education classes. They will see the hard work they put in the end, it will benefit everybody, not only the teacher, but the kids also.
Good job, Brian.
Olivia's inclusion in our classroom has brought a lot of awareness to diversity, and the other students in the classroom thrive on that, and it really builds up their confidence and their friendships together.
My best friend is Brian.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a teacher.
And why?
It's my favorite place to go. My favorite part is school. I teach students. I teach students about math and reading.
And when you teach them, do you work together in
Yeah.
math and reading?
Yeah.
Really, when we talk about inclusion, it's about relationships. And this is her first year at Wheeler, and those relationships that she built with other students moving on to here. So when she is in the gen ed classrooms this year, we've kind of seen her gravitate towards those students, and we've seen kind of Olivia open up a lot throughout the school year. She's really starting to catch her stride, so we're seeing a lot of progress and improvement there as well.
So Olivia was a student who I saw often kind of shying away from attention. And the more I've watched her grow in a gen ed classroom and also in experiences with her peers, I've seen her be more social with her interactions and actually more assertive with adults. She brings a lot of joy to the culture of our kids each day.
So some of our goals with getting kids out in general ed more and including students with disabilities are to have higher expectations for students with disabilities, and whether that be for social outcomes or academic outcomes. Studies have shown that kids who've been included are more likely to get a diploma, more likely to find meaningful employment beyond graduation, or receive post-secondary schooling.
In special ed, we always try to individualize instruction where we build upon a student's strengths. A lot of times, both for the student, staff, just kind of being aware and kind of being trained on what to expect in certain situations. This is how the student learns best. These are some behaviors that you might see. So just kind of teaming up with that particular staff member if we do plan on putting a student in a different inclusive setting than they were before. Just making sure everyone is on the same page with the student's strengths, weaknesses, and how that student learns best.
Some of the misconceptions about inclusion are that it means all or nothing, that every student with a disability will be in general education all day, every day, and that's just not the case. We look at each student individually and see what kind of supports they might need and try to give them whatever we can to help them increase time out in general education. Sometimes this is for social purposes, and sometimes, most of the time, it's for academic purposes.
All children, students can learn just as long as we have a, that conducive, supportive learning environment, and we keep building relationships